Flight disruptions, fuel scarcity, darkness looms as labor mobilizes for strike. Windstorm kills 5, injures 3 in Bauchi. Remaining abducted Confluence University students rescued. And on the international scene, Sri Lanka shut schools as monsoon floods kills 14. Very good evening and welcome to the news update on Trust TV. I'm Sagir Ibrahim. And now the news in detail. The possibility of disruptions in flight operations as well as fuel and electricity supply looms across Nigeria due to the planned nationwide strike by organized labor. The labor unions are demanding a new national minimum wage of 494,000 naira and have started mobilizing their affiliate bodies and members across the country for the strike. Workers in the aviation, electricity and oil and gas sectors have been mobilized by their respective associations to join the strike, which is set to commence on Monday. The Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, and the Trade Union Congress, TUC, declared an indefinite strike on Friday over the federal government's refusal to increase the minimum wage above 60,000 naira. Ocheme Abba, General Secretary of the National Union of Air Transport Employees, confirmed that the union would participate in the strike. Similarly, Francis Akinjole, Deputy General Secretary of the Air Transport Services Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, said the association would meet today to decide on their course of action. Afolabi Olawale, General Secretary of the Nigerian Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, NUPENG, stated that the union is committed to ensuring total compliance with the strike directive. He expressed concern over the federal government's alleged insensitivity to the critical issue of negotiating a new minimum wage for Nigerian workers. The NLC and TUC have begun mobilizing their members across all 36 states for the planned industrial action. Meanwhile, the National Association of Nigerian Students has backed the Nigeria Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress in their call for an increase in the national minimum wage. On Friday, the Nigeria Labour Congress declared an indefinite nationwide strike starting on Monday, June 3rd, 2024, due to the federal government's refusal to increase the proposed minimum wage above 60,000 naira. NLC President Joe Ajaero announced that the strike followed failed negotiations between the government and organized labor. Now, despite the government's final offer of 60,000 naira, which included a recent increase from an initial 57,000 naira, the labor unions found the proposal insufficient. In a statement on Sunday, Pedro Obi, NANS president, urged the government to respond promptly and favorably to legitimate demands of Nigerian workers. He called on the government to engage the labor unions in constructive and meaningful negotiations aimed at reaching a mutually beneficial agreement on the minimum wage. And away from that, as a result of the heavy downpour and windstorm on Saturday night, 5 people were confirmed dead and 3 sustained varying degrees of injuries at the just concluded Northeast Trade Fair in Bauchi State. The public relations officer of Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University Teaching Hospital in Bauchi confirmed the incident. Trust TV's Adamu Imam brings more details.
While confirming the incident, Usman Abdullahi Koli, the public relations officer of Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University Teaching Hospital in Bauchi, said via a telephone call that they received several casualties from the scene. Unfortunately, 2 were brought in dead on the spot with severe injuries from the head to the abdomen and died shortly after arrival. 3 others with multiple fractures are responding to treatment. Some eyewitnesses who occupied the attached shops at the trade fair lamented the destruction caused by the windstorm, attributing it to the use of substandard materials by the contractors. Yesterday, we were here at the trade fair and we saw a windstorm cover everywhere close to the Bauchi State Pavilion. Shortly after it started to rain, and then we heard people shouting, "To God we belong and to Him we shall return." Immediately, we saw the Yobe State Pavilion building collapse. We were at our residence when we heard about the incident, We rushed over and found out that our neighbor had already died. Some people were rescued and evacuated, while 4 others died on the spot. Many people had taken shelter in the buildings because of the heavy rain, and when the pavilion collapsed, we accept it as God's will for them to die here. I participated in the rescue of the victims. One man close to my shop, we evacuated his corpse from the rubble. Others sustained serious injuries with fractured legs. We carried one to the hospital, but he also died, along with a man selling rubber goods nearby.
We arrived and saw people being evacuated, but I cannot give an account of what happened. However, during the construction of this trade fair, they used to hide the truth. They wouldn't allow the governor to inspect the construction, saying everything was going smoothly. Now, the blame is on the constructors, honestly.
In his response via a telephone call, the State Commissioner of Commerce and Industry, Mahmoud Babama Aji, who is in charge of the trade fair complex, confirmed the destruction caused by the heavy rainfall and windstorm around 8:30 to 9 p.m. on Saturday night. He added that the state government is deeply concerned about the incident and is doing everything possible to prevent their occurrence. He emphasized that it's not the time to place a blame on the contractor or any individuals. More so, according to him, the state government ordered the closure of the trade fair completely henceforth. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
Residents of Peter Ajibola Street in Oshogbo, Osun State narrowly survived a horrific auto crash as a trailer tumbled onto the street, causing extensive damage to a residential building and nearby shops. Hamid Oyegbade brings us details.
The accident occurred due to narrow nature of Peter Ajibola Street, which also features several sharp bends and corners. As the trailer was negotiating a sharp bend on the T-junction towards Bobagunwa Street, it tumbled over. Residents of the area are urging government to implement measures to prevent such accidents from occurring frequently in the area.
I think, this particular street is a community road. It's due to the divert that was made in Okefia. So now, I think what we need here now is all these things that used to stop all these big trucks.
We should have a barricade at the entrance of this street and at the entrance of the other street too, from Riverside. I think that will curb accidents from happening on this street. And those that are affected are much. They are seriously affected. I think one of the houses that is there was seriously affected, and there are people that are selling things beside. Even our transformer is affected. The transformer has affected the whole Peter Ajibola and even to Odofin sides.
They don't plan the exit for those to be diverted to other roads. And it was unfortunate that it took the intervention of the people before they even do that Peter Ajibola road. Unfortunately, there are many detours and corners around that axis that is actually endangering a lot of people's life. There is need for us to plan ahead as government. Where are we diverting small cars, small vehicle, and I load truck?
The police public relations officer for Osun State Police Command, Yemisi Opalola, said necessary steps have been taken to evacuate the trailer so as to allow vehicular movement in the area. Hamid Oyegbade, Trust TV News, Oshogbo.
And over 3,500 patients suffering from eye, hernia and other urinary ailments from within and outside Katsina State are set to receive free medical services over the next 3 days. Currently, patients are undergoing a series of screenings and diagnostic processes at Katsina General Hospital, Katsina Eye Center and Ahmadurimi Orthopedic Hospital in Katsina State. Abdullahi Yamidi brings us more in this report.
These patients, mostly from outside Katsina State, are hoping to be attended to before the 3-day period set aside by the organizers of the outreach program expires. Though they have been battling these ailments for a long time, they are confident that their suffering will soon end, given the number of personnel and equipment deployed for the exercise. They are also calling for the outreach program to be sustained. These aged men and women from Jibia, Bazari, Safana, and Damusa suffering from eye problems, as well as a patient from Ogun State battling urinary ailments, have called on the government to quickly remove existing barriers to health care for Nigeria to achieve its goal of having a vibrant and productive population. To God be the glory. This is my happiest day in my life. I have been suffering from eye ailments, and God knows I have nothing to treat myself. Many thanks to this foundation. I came from Ogun State to benefit from this outreach program. I have been battling with prostate long ago, and I hope this will be a solution to my problems. Honestly, I came here because I don't have money to treat myself, despite exhausting all efforts by my children and relatives. This is the only hope I have for now, and I think the process is seamless. The outreach program, conducted by a non-governmental organization every 3 months, aims to assist patients from vulnerable and poor families in accessing medical services free of charge.
More than 3,500 people are going to benefit. And in every quarter, we used to announce to the public that those who are having health challenges to submit themselves for screening in some selected hospital here in Katsina State.
Consultant neurologist Jamilu Sani discusses some of the elements being treated during the 3-day outreach program and their prevalence in Katsina and other parts of the country.
Difficulty in passing urine, which they can have a frequency that is increase in passing urine. They can pass urine maybe within 30 minutes, every 30 minutes, every 1 hour. And they can pass urine in the night 10 times in the night. And they will have difficulty when they can't pass urine, they will have difficulty in passing the urine. They have to strain for the urine to pass. So these are some of the symptoms of the condition.
Some Katsina residents lament economic deprivation, which prevents many from accessing health care services. They called for a robust mobilization of wealthy individuals to complement government efforts in rescuing poor families from preventable diseases. Abdullahi Izmayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
And all of the kidnapped students of the Confluence University of Science and Technology, Osara, Kogi State, have been rescued according to the State Commissioner for Information and Communications, Kingsley Fawon. He stated that the government is making effort to ensure the safety of all residents of the state. In a statement issued on Sunday, Fawon mentioned that Governor Usman Ododo directed full support toward the recovery of the students and their parents, while also implementing measures to make Kogi safer for all. The kidnappers invaded the university on Thursday, May 9th, 2024, around 9 p.m. and abducted some students who were in the classroom preparing for their forthcoming examinations. 3 days later, the Kogi State Police Command reported that security operatives rescued 14 students. While 2 students were tragically killed by the gunmen, 8 students were held captive by the kidnappers. In the later statement, the Kogi State government acknowledged President Bola Tinubu for mobilizing resources to ensure the safe rescue of the students. Fawon also praised the local hunters and operatives of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps for their collaboration with other security agencies. Similarly, the National State Police Command has announced the arrest of 4 individuals for alleged theft in Lafia, the headquarters of Lafia local government area in Nasarawa State. According to DSP Rahman Nantel, the spokesperson for the command, the arrests were made following complaints lodged at a division in Lafia regarding a burglary at an electronics store situated at Rimi Uku, Lafia, on Saturday, 1st June 2024. Among those apprehended are Saad Kashina, 24 years old, Bawa Saidu, 30 years, Sagir Muhammad, 28 years, and Isiaka Muhammad, 20 years, all males from Doma and Lafia local government areas of the state. Recovered from the suspects were 4 Capital solar batteries and 2 32-inch LG television sets. Further investigation revealed that the suspects confessed to selling 4 laptops, part of the stolen items in Makudi, the Benue State capital, for 30,000 naira each. Additionally, a case of theft reported at Masaka Division led to the arrest of one Bisan Mark of Angwam Mission, Masaka. A search warrant executed at his residence resulted in the recovery of a locally fabricated revolver pistol and a knife as exhibits. DSP Nantel confirmed that the Commissioner of Police, Umar Shehu Nadada, has instructed divisional police officers to conduct thorough investigations into the cases and ensure the suspects are charged to court for prosecution as a deterrent to others. And away from that, Arewa youth under the concerned northern platforms have urged President Bola Tinubu to fast-track the completion of the Ajakuta iron and steel project, aiming to bring it to full operation capacity for economic development. The group, while congratulating President Tinubu on his first year in office, acknowledged the efforts of the Minister of Iron and Steel, Shaibu Audu, but emphasized that more work remains. Speaking to the press on Sunday, Aminu Abbas, the national vice chairman of the group, highlighted the potential of the Jakarta Iron and Steel project to significantly boost the country's economy and create employment opportunities for the Nigerian youth.
This Ajakuta steel, if revived, we have no way to go outside the country to even buy anything concerning steel in this country. There will be a lot of way to manufacture even cars in Nigeria, not to assemble cars. We have discussed with Jelani Aliyu some years back, and he's an expert of automobiles, that when Ajakuta is revived, there is no way that we can go outside this country to buy even anything concerning steel or metal to produce a car. We can produce our own cars in Nigeria, which will create job employment and even curtail the rate of unemployment in our country. Similarly, the pragmatic Minister of Steel Development, Prince Shuaibu Audu, has finalized plans towards the establishment of a compressed natural gas (CNG) park at the Ajakuta Steel Complex in order to tap into the 100 billion naira fund set up by the federal government. As a major step to bringing back to life the economically viable ministry, in addition, the minister is also pioneering efforts aimed at fast-tracking efforts at reviving steel facilities and research centers in Jos, Plateau State, and the National Steel Raw Materials Agency here in Kaduna.
You're watching the news update on Trust TV. Coming up shortly. Keeping the legacy of traditional trades alive as modernity takes over. This and of course more news right after the break. Join us again. Welcome back. It's still the news update on Trust TV. Now a recap of the major stories again. Flight disruptions, fuel scarcity, darkness loom as Labour mobilizes for strike. And windstorm kills 5, injures 3 in Bauchi. Moving on to more stories now. Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency have arrested a 70-year-old grandfather in Nasarawa State with 57.2 kilograms of cannabis, as disclosed by NDLEA spokesman Femi Babafemi in a statement on Sunday. Additionally, 2 suspects were apprehended in Ekiti State with 426 kilograms of cannabis. Meanwhile, the NDLEA intercepted cocaine-based syrup and Loud, a synthetic cannabis strain worth over 2.1 billion naira at the Port Harcourt Seaport and the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos. At the Lagos Airport, NDLEA officers, in collaboration with other security agencies, intercepted a large consignment of Loud packed in 8 suitcases containing 320 parcels with a total weight of 164.500 kilograms of the strong psychoactive substance coming from Canada. The suspect, Ugenu Naife Francis, who attempted to smuggle the suitcases out of the airport, claimed to be a resident of Germany recruited as a mule to transport the drug to Nigeria for a fee of 6 million naira. And away from that, Katsina is a state with a rich cultural heritage that has been passed down for centuries. Now, with the growing metropolitan culture and modernization, these traditions, which have been part of the livelihood of the people, are facing some existential threat. In this report, Jamil Mabai tells the story of locals who are defying the odds to keep family legacies alive. Take a look.
This is Chake Market, where young people work hard to carry on the trades of their ancestors. Samaila is one of these dedicated vendors, upholding tradition by selling unique items like gora, a paste used as ink by Islamic scholars, mushia, an essential ingredient for a popular local dish, and tandu, a cosmetic used by women.
We inherited it from our father. It pays my bills and that of others as well. One has to be patient and remain faithful to God.
Old businesses are fast fading away in a state rich with cultural heritage. The customers are mostly elderly, and their numbers have shrunk considerably as many have passed away. This leaves the younger generation, Gen Z, who rarely visits markets like this and are often unaware that these products even exist.
Mostly our customers are the elderly people.
This challenge is familiar to Samino Makera as well. He inherited his business selling traditional stoves and cooking pots from his mother. Due to the current hike in fuel prices and the overall economic downturn, people are looking for more cost-saving options to manage their daily lives.
This is a charcoal cooking stove.
Despite the obstacles, Samaila is determined to persevere. Jamil Mobay, Trust TV, Katsina.
And on the international scene, flash floods, mudslides and fallen trees have claimed the lives of at least 14 people in Sri Lanka as the island nation grapples with monsoon storms, the country's disaster center reported on Sunday. Some victims drowned, including 3 members of the same family who were swept away near the capital, Colombo, on Sunday. Others were tragically buried alive in mudslides, including an 11-year-old girl and a 20-year-old man, according to the Disaster Management Center. 9 additional fatalities occurred when trees fell on individuals in 7 districts since the monsoon intensified on May 21st, the DMC stated. While Sri Lanka relies on seasonal monsoon rain for irrigation and hydroelectricity, experts warn of more frequent floods due to climate change-induced global warming. The DMC reported that heavy rain had affected 20 out of the country's 25 districts, issuing warnings to residents living along main rivers to seek higher ground. Arriving flights at Colombo's main international airport were diverted to a smaller airport, and several high-key highways were flooded at various exits. And in sport, Fisayo Dele Bashiru, the 23-year-old attacking midfielder born in Germany and currently playing for Hatayspor in Turkey, has touched down in Nigeria in preparation for the Super Eagles 2026 World Cup qualifiers against South Africa and Benin Republic. Dele Bashiru received his first international cap call-up from former Eagles coach Jose Peseiro last year for a friendly match against Mozambique. After landing in Lagos on Friday night, Dele Bashiru is scheduled to catch a 3 p.m. flight to Uyo to report to camp today. Nigeria is set to face South Africa and Benin Republic in the World Cup 2026 qualifiers in June. And that wraps up the news updates at this hour. Do not forget to follow us across all of our social platforms and catch our live stream on YouTube for more news programs and documentaries. My name is Sagir Ibrahim. Thank you for watching.